Hello, everyone, and welcome back to PS You Need a Vacation. My name is Greg Schroeder, travel agent with PS Family Vacations, and also joining me this week is PS Family Vacations travel agent Priscilla Prego. How are you doing this week?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Very good. I appreciate you joining. Looking forward to talking to you about the Disney Cruise Line this week and, just some other great things that you specialize in helping your families with their vacations.
Yes, I'm excited to talk about them.
All right. Our agenda this week, we try to focus not only on travel and promos that can help you guys with your next vacations, but a big part of this podcast is about introducing you to all of our incredible travel agents and introducing you to what makes each one of them special to try to find out which one is right for you. So again, this week, we have Priscilla Prego, who, along with myself, has been on Disney cruises before. And so we decided that that's something we really wanted to talk about this week with a lot of the exciting news about the Disney Treasure that's being released. And we also recognize that there are a lot of great Disney Cruise Line promos available that we can help our clients with. So we're going to dive into a lot of that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
Awesome.
All right. Before we do get started, I wanted to share that PS You Need a Vacation podcast is brought to you by all the incredible agents with PS Family Vacations, the dreamers of your next stress-free vacation. If you'd like to support our content and either not sure where to start with your own vacation planning or just don't have the time, please consider benefiting from the experience and enthusiasm of any of the incredible PS Family Vacations travel agents. So to start your theme park, cruise, all-inclusive resort, or European adventure today, please visit psfamilyvacations.com. All right. Now, as I said, a big part of this podcast is to introduce our potential clients with all of the great travel agents we have with PS Family Vacations to let you guys know what each one of them is really great at and find out if one of them is right for you if you don't have a travel agent yet. So again, joining us this week as our special travel agent guest is Priscilla Prego. Thanks again for joining.
All right. So excited to be here, Greg.
Excellent. So first off, wanted to ask, what are some of your favorite destinations that you like planning for?
Oh my gosh. So when I first joined, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. I was enjoying booking Disneyland. And then as I got to know Disney World, I was like, oh my gosh, this is even more fun. But I really, really enjoy booking Disney cruises. It's like my new love in Disney right now.
I do too. Again, with so many exciting ships coming online between the Disney a couple of years ago, the Treasure right now, and the Destiny coming up.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
a very exciting time for Disney Cruise Line. And to know that at D23 last August, Josh D'Amaro announced there's going to be several more ships coming even after that. And actually, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was last week, the Oriental Land Company confirmed a deal with Disney that they are going to also be building a Titan-class ship, very similar to the Wish or the Treasure that's going to be sailing out of Tokyo. So Disney Cruise Line is just blowing up.
It sure is. And I'm so excited. I'm like, how am I going to get myself on all these ships?
I know. That's the only problem. So many ships, so little time,
I know.
right?
Yes. I'm like, when can I take another vacation?
Exactly. I'm definitely looking forward to a trip out to Tokyo Disneyland, and it seems like I'm going to have to go back again in a few years to take their new cruise ship, but that's all
Definitely.
right. Not complaining here. So, all right, great. So what areas of travel planning specifically do you feel you're especially good at or stand out?
Oh, I love creating these memorable experiences for families. Like they have small children or multi-generational families and everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
I especially love like just going and seeing that
Mm-hmm.
enthusiasm and magic that my clients post when they're at Disneyland or on a Disney cruise or anywhere they may be. So seeing their children light up is one of the best joys of this job for me.
Yeah, I totally agree. Being behind the scenes is perfectly fine with me to help out. Just the other day, I was able to get a last minute dining reservation for Ohana and then seeing pictures being posted of the kids, with Mickey, Stitch, Lilo, and Pluto. Just knowing that we had a slight hand in the background in making that happen just makes it worth it.
I know, it's what we do. Yes, it's what we do. We've got magic. Come see us. Come.
Yep.
I mean, Come for us.
Absolutely. Yes. All right. And so, next question. Do you have any personal favorite vacation memories that may have influenced you to become a travel agent or?
My goodness. So, I mean, I booked a trip with Amy, one of our owners, well, it was about 2 years ago. And I was like, you know what? This could be a good, like, side gig, hobby. And I don't even see it like a job. It's more of a hobby. So once I went to Disney World again, because that would have been my second time, I was, oh my gosh, overjoyed. And I immediately just applied for the job. And lo and behold, I got called back not even maybe 3, 4 days later. And so I was super excited about getting interviewed and then I was hired. So that was awesome. But Disneyland had always been, when I was growing up, that was where I had always gone. I was born and I lived in California up until fourth grade. And so family members would come and visit us. And I just remember it was like I was at Disneyland every month, two to
Lucky
three months.
you. Yeah.
I know. So I was tiny and growing up and
Mm-hmm.
going to these places Disneyland. And so Disneyland has always been one of my favorite spots. And it would be all of us. It was like my grandma, my cousins, my mom, my dad, and so it was so fun. So I'm inspired and I have passion to create these memories for other families and just help planning these trips.
That's great. That's great. How long have you been a travel agent yet?
This is year 2, so I'm super excited about year 2,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like it's going really well. I'm always open for new opportunities, new things to plan. I'm like keep learning, like, ooh, what else is out there?
That's great. We all love Disney. It's our bread and butter. But you're right. It is a lot of fun to try to branch out into other things. We've got a trip coming up in a couple of months down to Beaches, one of the all-inclusive resorts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really looking forward to trying something new, different, and learning something to be able to share with our clients. So that's exciting.
Definitely.
Yeah. And just like you said, Disneyland, you went many, many times as a kid. For me, it was Disney World, and that's why I live here in Orlando. It's just inside me.
Yes.
So I didn't go to Disneyland until I was in my 20s.
Wow.
Yeah, I was already working at Disney World, actually, when I went out to Disneyland for the first time. But Disneyland's not been something that I grew up with, but respecting the history and the origin of what Disneyland provides that Disney World does not just holds something very different, something very special for me as well. So it's not better, worse, it's just different, and it gives me something new to. I really love going out there and, keeping up to date with all the new things that are happening. And
Yes, the same. This year, I actually got to experience going to Oogie Boogie, the special event during Halloween.
how was
Oh my
that?
gosh, it was amazing. We actually paid and did the dessert party. So
Very
we
good.
had a good view for the parade. Sat down. I mean, it was like drinks, here you go. Here's more dessert if you want more dessert. What else do you want? I mean, and it
Mm-hmm.
was a perfect view for the parade. My
Yeah.
husband's like, he loved it so much. He's like, we got to come back next year. And I'm like, what? Okay. Don't have to
Nice.
tell me twice.
That's great. Yeah, I need to take notes. What things can get the spouses to enjoy Disney? Yeah,
Right?
that's a list you always have to keep up with.
And he really he's like, okay, I like Disneyland. I like Disney World. He's like, but the way you go is way too much. That's too much for me. But he really loves these Disney
Mm-hmm.
cruises. He's like, I'll do Disney cruise all day, every day. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay.
that's great. That's great. Yeah.
Yes.
No, my spouse feels the same way about Disney cruises. Yeah. It's definitely a more relaxed vacation than the go, go, go nature of a theme park, at least the way you and I do it.
Right.
Not everybody can keep up. I totally understand.
Yes.
But yeah, Disney Cruise Line is definitely definitely turned into its own thing. I was speaking with the tour guide the last time I was on the Wish, and how they talked about how the cruise line started out as just being a 2 or 3 day add-on to a Walt Disney World vacation, and giving them something new. But obviously, Disney Cruise Line has turned into its own thing. It stands on its own completely. The fact that it's coming out now of multiple ports all over the world, going up to Alaska, going to Hawaii, going to Australia.
So fun. I know all of it. And if you guys just teleport me there, how do we get there quicker?
I know. Definitely. All right. And some contact information. So, how can clients reach out to you if they're looking to book their next vacation?
Have a phone number, 480-532-6041. Have email, Priscilla at psfamilyvacations.com. I'm on social media too with my handle, Priscilla in Priego, PS Family Vacations, and also on Instagram, PS Family Vacations, Priscilla, PS Family Vacations. So there's multiple ways to find me. I post religiously about every day, maybe 2 times a day. If
You
I
do?
get the time to do that, I'm like, I've got to do this. Like, it's so
Mm-hmm.
fun. It just brings me so much joy.
No, I agree. I agree. No, social media is so important to keep in touch with our clients. So you're definitely one of the more active from our agency. So that's great. All right. So moving on to some other Disney Cruise Line news. As I was talking about, the Disney Treasure. Geez, there's so much going on with the Disney Treasure in the media right now on social media.
Yes.
Several weeks ago, when it came over to Port Canaveral for the first time, I was so excited. I drove over there that morning, and thankfully, I was able to see the ship for the first time. So it was exciting. I got to get some pictures of it. Just from the outside, it's a little taste. Obviously, a beautiful ship, seeing Captain Hook and Peter Pan on the tail. So that was great. And then a week later or so, it went up to New York for its christening. And
I know.
did you see that on YouTube?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh my God, it was in New York. Why couldn't we be there?
Seriously.
How do we?
I know. How do we get on that social media
I
list?
know.
Really? So yeah, that event was really exciting. My favorite by far was the drone show. I'm sure you saw that too.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was so amazing.
Yeah. I didn't get a drone count, but I'm pretty sure that definitely beats the amount of drones that was at Disney Springs. Yeah, the number of drones and the things that they could do with it. Specifically, the fact that they were able to line them all up in a grid. And this was the first time I'd seen anybody do a drone in this format, that they turned it into a video screen essentially. And you had Madame Leota speaking her seance, and essentially looked like a television up in the sky. And
Yes.
so that just told me that, that's got to be the future of where drones are heading. Obviously, the last several years, drones have just shown you outlines in the sky of different things, which has been impressive. But the next thing, I think, is going to be putting television screens up in the sky and that they can project video, because that's exactly what they did with Madame Leota's face. I thought that was so cool.
That was really neat. I was so impressed. Very spectacular viewing.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
It almost makes you feel like you were there.
It did. So, yeah, the Disney Treasure, it's here. Actually, last weekend, it came back to Port Canaveral, and I saw on YouTube today that it's in the middle of its preview sailing right now. So we're starting to get even more video footage of the inside of the Treasure, and I just cannot wait for my sailing in September. And you need to tell me when you're booking so we can talk about it.
Yes, we do. We are definitely going to have to come back and have another podcast about this.
Absolutely.
Once we're on there.
Yep, we sure will.
I know, so excited for Coco and all the different things that restaurant, everything that's going to be on there. So fun.
Looking at the restaurants, which one are you looking forward to the most? There's the Coco, there is the World of Marvel restaurant that they brought back from the Wish, and 1923. Of those three, which one are you looking forward to the most?
I think I'm looking forward to Coco.
Thank you, me too. Yes, I can't wait.
Yes.
Yep. Coco just looks so unique.
Yes.
I think it's great that, Arendelle was cool on the Wish. I really enjoyed it. That was my favorite restaurant actually on that ship too. But I think it's really cool that they did something new. Coco has been screaming for attention, either in the parks or in a cruise ship. And I'm so excited that they finally gave it the attention it deserved.
It sure has. Yes. So excited about that.
Yeah. And calling it Plaza de Coco, it definitely screamed a musical dinner show. So I think it's great that they took advantage of that opportunity.
I know. Can't wait to see what transpires there or what actual show comes of it. That's going to be so unique.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then how about the pubs? These are looking just as cool. The Haunted Mansion Parlor replacing Hyperspace, which...
Oh, my gosh.
I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm really okay that they replaced the Hyperspace Lounge. To me, maybe a controversial opinion, but it was kind of meh.
Yes.
Yeah. You walked in and it was a lot of white drywall everywhere. And the screen behind the bar was awesome, but then that's kind of where it was. The Haunted Mansion parlor, geez, I'm seeing footage of this. Everywhere you look, you're seeing different things, you're hearing different things. They tell you when you walk around the room, it unfolds to you with just different things that you're going to hear. The history in that room, the Donald Duck chair, that actually trivia used to be at the Haunted Mansion in Walt Disney World, right next to the hallway scene, now is the Hatbox Ghost. They took the Donald Duck chair and it's now on the Disney Treasure in the Haunted Mansion parlor. So can't wait to go see that up close.
I know. How unique is that going to be? Oh my gosh. This Haunted Mansion parlor is going to be out there. It is so creative the way they spun it all together. Everyone who is on the treasure right now, I'm sure they're enjoying the heck out of that.
They have
I
to
can't
be.
wait to see it.
Yeah.
Too.
And this is an example where the reality, I think, actually was better than the concept art, because the concept art did not include the fish tank in the middle of the dead fish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
speaking of history, this is a Rolly Crumb idea from back in the 60s when he was designing the Museum of the Weird, which was the original incarnation of the Haunted Mansion, was to have a dead fish tank. And I think that's so cool how they found an opportunity to bring that idea back from the past, and they put it into the Haunted Mansion lounge here on the treasure.
Yep. That is really cool.
Yeah, and it actually really seems to work, looking in that fish tank, the fish just kind of appear and disappear, and they're just bones of fish, not actual fish. So cool. And on the other corner of the room, they actually have a head bust of Rolly Crumb. So I think that's really cool that they paid homage to him as well there. So it ticks all the boxes for me as a Haunted Mansion fan, and just loving the history of all that they respected.
Yes, you do know a lot of history about Disney. I learned so much just talking to you. I'm like, yes. I'm like, Greg, bring it to me.
Well, other trivia. Who composed the music for the Haunted Mansion? Grim Grinning Ghosts.
Grin and Gross.
Yeah. Who composed that song?
I don't know.
That was
You tell me.
That was another Imagineer. Exitencio
Oh, wow.
was the guy who came up with that song. He also wrote Pirate's Life for Me.
He did. Wow.
Same person.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he did the Pirates of the Caribbean song, Yo Ho, Yo Ho. So,
nice.
But
I actually
anyway,
teach, I teach, and I have a previous student, and she's so into Disney, and her dream is to become a Disney Imagineer. So whenever you talk Imagineers, I'm like, girl, the world's your oyster. You could totally do that.
Yeah, it was a dream of mine as a kid to be one as well. I went into IT and kind of always thought I'd probably go into IT at Disney, but at this point, I just love making travel vacation memories for my clients, and that's very satisfying.
I was gonna say, it's not too late, Greg.
No, it's not. I'm in IT now, so.
Yes.
All right. So, the other parlors, of course, Haunted Mansion parlor stands out as probably the best, but they do have two other cool ones. The Skipper Society, which is the Jungle Cruise themed one, replacing the Bayou, which was a Princess and the Frog inspired bar on the Wish. It's another one. I love Princess and the Frog, but the decorations and everything on the Skipper Society version on the Treasure, I think I'm going to enjoy a lot more. What do you think?
Well, I may differ with you on that one. I did love the Bayou on the Wish, but I'm not going to say no to that. I mean, they could be equal, or I may end up liking Skipper Society, but I did really love the Bayou. That vibe was a lot for me. I really loved it. Just sitting there. You can get beignets on the Wish.
That's right. You could get beignets at the Bayou.
Mm-hmm. And they had great drinks and cocktails. It was a nice place to just hang out.
And live music there a lot.
Yes, live music. So I'm sure Skipper Society is going to be just as fun.
Oh, definitely. I can just think of the themed cocktails, probably similar to what you get at Skipper Canteen, which is also one of my favorite restaurants at the Magic Kingdom that I try to recommend for clients anytime. And then the next one, the next pub on the Treasure is the Periscope. Yes, inspired by 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, replacing the Keg and Compass. What's your thoughts on this one?
I think that would probably be very cool. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I used to love watching 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So I'm definitely looking forward to a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea inspired pub. The Keg and Compass, it was cool. It was kind of an English pub, but
Yes.
it didn't really have, correct me if I'm wrong, did it have a tie back to a Disney IP?
No, not that I recall.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it was just an English pub that they put on the Disney Wish. Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's cool that they brought in 20,000 Leagues and gave it some attention. Yeah, it's definitely a classic.
Yes. And everyone who knows about that classic is definitely going to be, my gosh, let's go there.
Definitely.
And
So,
even those who
yeah.
don't, you can get on there and experience it. Come on.
That's true. Exactly. So those are some differences between the treasure and the wish, but there are, of course, a lot of similarities because they are both Titan class ships, along with the Disney Destiny will be. But so some similarities between the wish and the treasure. If you've been on the wish, you're also going to see the Hero Zone on the treasure as well, which is a large athletic event space that they can use for Super Bowls, other sporting events. They blow up the Increda obstacle course that people can run through. It's good for adults and for kids.
And children, yes.
Yeah. And there's basketball courts in there. So it's a really multi-use space. My son, I know, spent a lot of time in there when we were on the Wish. So
Yes.
I think
it's a lot of fun. Keep those kids engaged.
definitely, yeah. We never saw our kid on that cruise ship. We really didn't.
No.
He joined us the final night for dinner, but that's it.
Wow. He was
Yeah,
like,
he was in the kids areas the whole time making friends and playing video games, and he's on the ship, so he can't go anywhere. Yeah, every night, he came back.
yeah, those kids' areas are epic. They are
Yeah.
so fun. Disney really did a great job getting the kids to love and just play around and
Hmm.
just be able to be a kid again, whether you're a teenager or mid-teen or you're 9, 10, and then getting all the families to come together. I mean, it's a great place to be.
Yeah, no, definitely. They did a great job in doing that in Disney style. They got the Oceaneer Club for the younger ones and the Edge for the in-betweeners and the Vibe for the teenagers.
Yes.
But yeah, all the activities that they do for them, again, video game contests or movie nights, all kinds of events that they plan for the kids that keep them occupied.
Recently, when I was on that Wish and I toured it, and I mean, besides sailing on it, I went on a tour. Okay, so it's how much I love Disney Cruise.
No, me too. I've sailed on the Wish and I've gone back for a tour as much.
See, I know. I'm
Any
like, I'll
chance
go
we
back
get, we
again.
just want to be there.
Yes. And so going down to the kids clubs, like where It's a Small World is, and they all come
Mm-hmm.
together. I mean, once the clientele starts coming on, and all the kids are starting to come down to the deck, and did you know that Mickey and Minnie pop out there? I bet a lot of people don't know that. So it
No, I
was so
didn't.
fun. Yes. And so I got video of Mickey and Minnie down there. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm touring and I got to see Mickey and Minnie. So
Hey,
my
any
heart was so
excuse.
happy. I know. And then I even got to come down that slide too. They let us go down the slide.
I'm so glad they made that for adults,
Yes.
Yeah,
It was
kids of all
so fun.
ages.
Yes.
Absolutely. So, all right. A few other things that are similar between the Wish and the Treasure. They do have two movie theaters
Yes.
that run first run movies. When I was on it several years ago, Lightyear was in the theater, the new Buzz Lightyear movie. So I remember seeing that on there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's cool that they bring for free. This is all included.
I know.
Movies that are in the theater right now, you'll see them on the ship for free in these two movie theaters, the Neverland Theater, and there's also a Alice in Wonderland Theater.
Yeah, when I was on it, Inside Out 2 was playing. I was
Cool.
like,
Okay.
so I know everybody was into getting into that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's cool, not charging extra for those movies.
It's super cool.
Yeah. All right. And then the adult dining opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Just like on the Wish, they're going to have the Palo Steakhouse. They're going to have Enchanté, which is a French restaurant. And they're also going to have the Rose, which is an upscale cocktail lounge. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying these. I did not get a chance on my 3-day cruise, but coming up next September, being a 7-day, the first day those reservations come available, I am going to snag up
You were booking them.
at least one or two. Absolutely.
Yes.
I do it for my clients all the time. This time it's for me.
Yes, it's got to be for you.
Occasionally.
That Palo is really good. We did it on Disney Magic. It was so delicious. We
Hmm.
enjoyed every bit of it. So,
But on the Magic, the older ships, it was just an Italian restaurant, right?
yes, this
Hmm.
one's going to be even
It's
better, right?
on the Wish. It became Paulo Steakhouse, which is it's a steakhouse with an Italian flair to it.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that is the first three ships, or four ships, sorry, Magic, Wonder, Dream, Fantasy, they were all built in Italy. So that's where Paulo came from and why they put an Italian restaurant on there, from what I was told. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, the
Fun
newer ships
fact.
are built in Papenburg, Germany, but all the other ships have had Paulo, so they kept them on. All right. And then moving on, of course, the Wish and the Treasure are both going to have a Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. Now, this is definitely a favorite, both in the theme parks and
Yes,
also on the cruise line. Trying to get reservations for these is usually pretty difficult,
it
but it can
sure
be
is.
done. Travel agents can make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Sure can.
Yep. If you're not familiar, the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique is an opportunity for your probably 3 to 12, 13, 14 year
12,
olds.
13. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. To go in and have a spa day, essentially, where you get to dress up in a princess costume. The boys get to dress up as a pirate, and they get makeup, so they look the part. And it's a lot of fun. The kids enjoy doing that right before, and then wear that to dinner, or especially on pirate night. It's very popular. Pirate night. That's a whole other fun thing to explain to clients.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure is.
So that's a good segue, actually. On the Wish and the Treasure, they brought over the Pirates Rock and Parlay Party, which, again, on one night on your Disney cruise, they have a very popular pirate night where everybody goes all out dressing up as a pirate. If it's your first cruise and you're not really sure, you'll wonder why everyone's dressing up as a pirate. On your second cruise, you know exactly what to do. You're going to bring your bandana, you're going to bring your eye patch,
You
because
are.
it's that much fun. Yes. The restaurant's food is a little bit different on that night. It's kind of pirate themed. And then after dinner, you go up on the deck, and that's where they have the Pirates Rock and Parlay Party, where they have a band. Mickey is dressed up as a pirate. He'll rappel from the top of the funnel down onto the stage. It's really exciting. And then that's when they'll also do the fireworks at sea, which Disney is the only cruise line that is, I don't know, either allowed, capable, or takes the risk. I don't know, or is willing to do. But no other cruise line is set up to do fireworks at sea.
I know.
And it's just a really exciting night. Obviously, you want to make sure that the smoke and whatever goes away from the guests, but the cruise ship is actually a perfect venue for that, because the captain, all he has to do is recognize where the wind's blowing, and they do this supposedly every pirate night. They'll just literally just turn the ship depending on the wind, so that the wind blows the smoke away from the ship. So you get every single cruise you're going to be on, you're going to get an incredible view of the fireworks where the smoke does not come in and choke you out.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool to learn that they do that.
Disney is so good at catering to.
Mm-hmm. Yep, just those little touches. The next thing that's also going to be, that's on the Wish and that's also coming over to the Treasure, is the Aqua Mouse. It's a water slide, touted as the first attraction at
Mm-hmm.
sea. What'd you think of this one? It's a water slide, but they do have a conveyor belt that goes up initially and has a couple of screens on both sides, squirt you with water, and it shows a bunch of Mickey little shorts.
I think it's awesome.
Again, the internet, it's cool. The internet might
Mm-hmm.
come for me on this one too, but do you call it an attraction or
You
a water
know,
slide?
probably a water slide, but I mean, it's still fun. I mean,
It
if you're a
is.
little kid, it's just like epic, to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, I think because we could be a little hard on Disney because we're older.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I give them props. They plushed it. On the other ships, it was the Aqueduct,
Mm-hmm.
which was just a water slide. I say just, it's an incredible water slide, the way it goes up and around the top pool deck, sometimes actually going over the water, which is kind of interesting and fun and scary at the same time. But yeah, on the Wish and the Treasure, they plussed it up a little bit, where they gave it the conveyor belt at the front of the ride and had some screens on both sides showing some Mickey shorts of Mickey getting wet, or going to the beach or underwater. So yeah, it is fun. It definitely is. I'm not trying to knock it. It's just saying All right. So,
Well, we'll see if they do better on the next couple ships.
yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the next couple ships, you've heard of the Disney Adventure coming
Yes,
into the Asian market?
I know.
Gosh, yeah, it was a half-built ship that Disney bought this time. That's the first time that Disney's bought a half-built ship. Well, it's called the
Oh,
Global Dreams, but it is almost twice the size. The Disney Adventure is actually supposed to be about 44% larger than the Disney Wish or the Disney Treasure. The gross tonnage of the Wish is 144,000 gross tons, and the Disney Adventure is going to be 208,000 gross tons. The per passenger capacity on the Wish is 4,000. The passenger capacity on the Adventure is going to be 6,700. Yeesh.
geez, right?
Yeah, geez. Almost 50% larger than the Wish. So, yeah, they're definitely continually trying to outdo what they did before, which is definitely a staple of what Walt always wanted. So I think that's great that they're keeping that mindset. It is just going to be an incredible ship, an incredible next plus up.
Wow.
Yep, it looks like on the deck up above, it's kind of got the neighborhoods sort of like a Royal Caribbean Oasis class ship, where you've got the neighborhood down in the middle and top decks on both sides. But on those top decks on both sides, they've got spinner attractions from Spider-Man.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's gonna kind of be a theme park at sea. It's that big. So
It looks exciting. I'm excited to see what comes of that. And twice the
definitely.
size. I mean, the Wish was already huge, and then the Treasure, and then just imagining twice the size of those ships. It's gonna take us 7 days to go through the whole ship.
No, it definitely will.
I'm just floored. Disney always go big or go home, right?
All
Seems.
right. So moving on, another big part of this podcast is we want to save you all money. We want to make sure you
Mhm.
guys all understand what promos are available and when, especially Disney Cruise Line 2. Promos, which actually are pretty rare on the Disney Cruise Line.
Mhm.
Because the ships do sell out so frequently that they do not frequently discount these, but they can happen. And currently, everybody can save up to 20% on select sailings now.
Mhm.
That's very important. They actually have a list of the specific sale dates that are eligible for these promotions, and they're also guaranteed category rooms. Now, that means you cannot select your exact stateroom, but you can select your category, whether that be a veranda, an interior, or an ocean view, and you're guaranteed to get that category, but it could be anywhere on the ship. So Disney uses that to fill in, of course, where people did not select.
Mhm.
So, and there's another Florida resident discounts that will give you 20% off of select sailings. They also are offering a Canadian resident discount of up to 25% on select sailings, and they also offer military rates on select sailings.
Sure do.
And these promos or discounts are usually just a couple of months out. So currently there are only discounts released for December and January. So what does this mean for you? If your dates are flexible within the next couple of months and the specific room is not important to you, just reach out to your travel agent and we can locate one of the sailings that offer these discounts and get you the absolute best price.
We will work our magic for you.
Mm-hmm. That's what we do every day.
Yes.
As always, if you don't have an agent yet, we got Priscilla Prego right here on the line. We got myself, Greg Schroeder.
Woohoo!
Or you can visit psfamilyvacations.com. And how many agents are we getting up to now? Like 25?
I think we're almost at 30.
Okay.
Yeah, we keep growing.
Yeah, so you can visit psfamilyvacations.com, and you're right. Every week it seems like we're finding more amazing people. We're very selective of making sure people have the experience and the passion for what we do. Otherwise, they will not represent PS Family Vacations. But yeah, you can go onto our website and you'll be able to see profiles of all of our agents, and a lot of them focus on specific things, and you can utilize that if you like to try to find the one that you feel is perfect for your family and your trip.
Definitely.
So
this was so much fun.
Yeah, definitely. I love talking about Disney Cruise Line. It's aside from Walt Disney World, it's definitely one of my favorite vacation experiences, hands down.
Yes.
Speaking of Disney World, another thing I like to talk about on this podcast are current festivals, whether it be here at Walt Disney World or over in Disneyland. Currently, at Epcot, the Festival of the Holidays just recently started last weekend, and that is going to be running November 29th through December 30th. New this year is a gingerbread spaceship Earth that they've assembled inside of the new Communicore Hall in the World Celebration area of Epcot in the front.
Mm-hmm.
This new gingerbread spaceship Earth, it lights up just like the real one does, but it also has a musical score behind it and actually has a light show with music that rotates throughout the day. So it's not only edible art, but it's actually a showpiece as well. So that's pretty cool that they're utilizing that new Communicore Hall area.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I need to get out there to see that.
Yes, you do. You need to go take pictures for us.
I do.
I know. I need to live in Florida.
Yep. This weekend, I need to get out there and get to a candlelight processional, definitely, which that's the next thing here.
Yes.
Another great event that comes with every year at the Festival of the Holidays is the candlelight processional. If you're, quote, trying to find Christmas, if you need something that's going to put you in that feeling, put you in that vibe, this is one of those things at Walt Disney World that undeniably will do it. You've got a gospel choir that is singing behind a celebrity narrator sharing the Christmas story. There's also the Voices of Liberty who are featuring their voices to the show as well. And there are some trumpeters that really, again, help you get into that feeling, getting you into that finding Christmas space. So if that's what you're looking for, the Candlelight Processional is definitely it. A little more trivia, the Candlelight Processional actually started in Disneyland back in the 60s. The steps up to the train station in Town Square is where they did the Christmas tree there. So it's actually not a Epcot thing specifically. That's been going on for many years.
Many years.
Walt actually was around when they started, so I don't know if it was one of his ideas, but he saw some of those shows.
Amazing.
Yep. All right. And some of the celebrity narrators that are coming this year is going to be Whoopi Goldberg, December 6th through the 7th. New this year is going to be Ralph Macchio, of course, the Karate Kid. Everybody, well, at least from our generation, knows who Ralph Macchio is. I wonder if kids these days...
Giving away our age.
I know, but I wonder if kids these days know the Karate Kid and Ralph Macchio. Maybe not.
I know, probably not.
Yeah, but he's going to be there December 13th through the... Gary Sinise is going to be there December 15th through the 16th. Of course, Lieutenant Dan. Everybody knows him from, and many, many other things. He's actually a very charitable person with Wounded Warrior and things like that. I hear he's an incredible person, too.
Awesome.
Yeah, and definitely, without a doubt, the most popular show that people like to go see is Neil Patrick Harris is going to be there December 17th through December 18th. So, yep, that's just to name a few of the more popular narrators that are going to be there. If any of those names are ones you'd like to see, definitely reach out to us and we will help get you there.
Yes, we will. Yep. Without a doubt.
So, all right. Well, thank you very much for joining us this week, Priscilla. And before we wrap up, I wanted to remind you all, the PS You Need a Vacation podcast is proudly sponsored by PS Family Vacations, the dreamers of your next magical getaway. If you'd like to support our content and either not sure where to start your own vacation planning or just don't have the time, please consider benefiting from the experience and enthusiasm of any of the incredible PS Family Vacations travel agents. So to start your Disney, Universal, cruise, all-inclusive resort, or European adventure today, visit psfamilyvacations.com. So again, that'll do it for today. Thank you all for listening. And we'd like to ask you all what you thought of the content covered today. And if you had any suggestions on future topics, please leave them in the comments below. Also, for anyone who may be interested, right now on Hulu and Disney Plus is now streaming The Wonderful World of Disney Holiday Spectacular, which was actually recorded at Disney World a couple of weeks ago. Featured performers Elton John, John Legend, and also the Pentatonics. So again, next week we'll be introducing some more of our incredible PS Family Vacations travel agents. So we'd like to thank you for listening. Please subscribe, and I look forward to speaking with you all next week.